Recordings. So I guess I would just say, I didn't mention this in joys and concerns, but as we gather here now, there are 10 people at my retreat center, and women from Mending Hearts spent the weekend there with us, and it's just been a tremendous experience with them. I had to leave, but they're in very capable hands now, and my daughter's with them, and so is my wife, and just a great joy to see this dream we've had kind of coming into fruition and helping people, and the flow that goes back and forth in that learning process for everybody involved. So it's a great joy. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. What it feels like, a war in Iran. Ice in the streets, voter suppression, waves of dishonest blather coming at us. Corruption, the likes of which we have never seen, incompetence, media conglomerates determined to misinform us, racism, sexism, homophobia, violence, misogyny, xenophobia. What times are these? I remember thinking when Obama was elected that finally we moved beyond all this old way of being in the world. We won. We'd be beyond that old way of thinking, and our future was bright, and it would be universal health care and dignity in the office and rights for all, and it would continue to grow and get better and better and better. And now I think we're in this rubber band response, like, oh, that was good, but we don't like that. And I'm thinking about Richard Rohr talking about old orders and going through disorder until you reorder things in a society. And this old order that we had, I thought we had transcended finally. But the thing about going through disorder and reorder is there's always someone here that wants to go back and make it great again. For who knows who. The boomerang effect, that rubber band effect, has brought out the worst in us. That comedian Trevor Noah, I saw him being interviewed by Jon Stewart. He said something really interesting. He said, Donald Trump is like a black light on America. Like, remember those things they used to show? It's like, this is what a hotel room really looks like. They have a black light and go, oh, I did it that. So that's what Donald Trump has done for America. It's been a black light, so you can really see what we're like. Has exposed the reality of what maybe has been hiding in plain sight, and we've just which begs the question, who are we as people? It also makes me wonder, is this a birthing process? Do we have to go through this to get to the other side? There have been protests out there, thank goodness. There will be backlash, pushback. Maybe we have to endure this to get past it once and for all. But all of this current ugliness that we're enduring, again, it makes me ask the question, who are we as a people, as a species? So are we innately this way? Are we innately just racist, misogynistic? Or are we fundamentally compassionate and just, loving? Our wife Kim shared a video with me the other day that I found very helpful. There were three women sitting on a stage and they were talking to an auditorium filled with men and women of all ages. And one of the women said, "This is the thing that we need to remember. We are not the resistance. We are the core of what it means to be fully human." The woman said, "The river of love and compassion and justice has been flowing from the beginning. And we've been in the water or standing on the side with one foot in and one foot out, but it's always been this way. The resistance is the ugliness." That helped me because it feels like our voices are dimmer and dimmer. But in fact, what a friend of mine, when I shared that story with them, said, the reality is they have to be louder. The resistance has to be louder because we're making so much progress. We have made progress. We're not the resistance, they are. Tyranny, destruction, fascism, it bubbles up and is defeated. Depravities occur and then healing happens. And we've talked about we've done our talkbacks about our different systems of belief. One of the things that always makes me uncomfortable, in fact, gives me a facial tick, is when someone blames things on God. When Katrina hit and flooded New Orleans, where, that's my home, South Louisiana. When Katrina flooded New Orleans, there were so many talking heads that were slamming the table and saying, this is what God does because of the depraved lifestyle of the people in New Orleans. That drives me crazy. Just like a tsunami is going to cause a whole bunch of people to drown and die because they somehow offended God. And a friend of mine said one time, it's not God doing that. That's not the explanation. These are just random bad events, weather events, earthquakes, these kind of things happen. People do bad things. It's not God. But if you want to think about that idea of something higher than us, more powerful than us, then look at the people that flow in afterwards to help. After these disasters, after these awful things that occur, the love and compassion that flows in, if there is a higher power behind all of this, watch what happens after the disasters, after the bad behavior. It's like Martin Luther King Jr. said, the moral arc of the universe bends toward justice. It really helps to hang on to that because it doesn't mean it goes up and takes a right. It means that this is a long trajectory and we are just part of it. We are part of a long line of love and compassion and justice and equity and diversity and acceptance. That's who we are. But we're not a 2,000 member congregation. We don't have huge video monitors behind us. We're a small group. This can be, for me, I almost want to use the word discouraging. Where is everybody else? It makes me remember that sometimes I felt out of step in the parade and wondered why I didn't feel different. Why am I not like everybody else? There was a time in my early 20s, mid-20s, early 30s, where I couldn't understand all of my friends and what they were doing in their lives about money and work and the choices they were making. And they were looking at me like, come on, will you catch up? What's going on? And I felt out of step in the parade until someone said, maybe that's not your parade. Maybe you're actually in step and the rest of them are out of step. That was another helpful paradigm shift for me. Because, the resistance can be huge. I love to believe that love ultimately triumphs. That goodness ultimately wins out. Maybe not temporarily, but long term. And these women that were sitting on that stage sharing about this to this group of people said, now, I want you to think about this river now. Because this river of justice and beauty and fairness and equity and compassion and all the things that we're talking about, this river has been flowing a long time and there are boats in it already. And in these boats are made up of voters' rights and LGBTQ rights and women's rights and fair wage and universal health care. The boats are in the river. You just need to choose to get in one. You can't hop from boat to boat to boat to boat. It may not be as effective. Try to choose one and get in it. And then remember this, these boats have been going for a while. You don't need to get in and be the captain. There are people that know what they're doing. Just get in and start to row the boat. And another thing, there will be people standing on the side and they're going to watch us and they're going to eventually say, I want to be in the boat too. And when they finally do get in, don't look at them and go, what took you so long? Just be really glad they're with us and join them. Take a seat next to me and start rowing. Don't judge, accept them. Those things out there that we're resisting are not ours to resist, really. We are not the resistance. We are the pure river flowing through this, and everything out there is fighting this. Okay? Don't lose heart. Choose a place to stand. Encourage others. Speak truth, but it needs to be spoken. But please avoid something I struggle with, which is to prove other people wrong. I don't accomplish much by that. We are in the right. We are not the resistance. We are the stewards of all that is good about being human. I want to read something to you. This is essentially from the UUA. And I just want to remind us of who we are. Sometimes I need to be reminded. We're people of all ages, many backgrounds, and many beliefs. We are brave, curious, and compassionate thinkers and doers. We create spirituality and community beyond boundaries, working for more justice and more love in our lives and in the world. We draw from heritages of freedom, reason, hope, and courage, building on the foundation of love. Love is the power that holds us together. The values we share include the following, which we hold as inseparable and interconnected. Interdependence. We honor the interdependent web of all existence and acknowledge our place in it. Pluralism. We are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. Justice. We work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all feel welcome and can thrive. Transformation. We adapt to the changing world. Generosity. We cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. And finally, equity. We declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We are in the right. We are not the resistance. We are the stewards, and we need to remember that.